were in the episode of the Quick Kitchen Tidbit or something of the like, but we're going to do some really fabulous onions to go along with our steak that we're going to barbecue in a little while. And these are called OMG onions because they will make you say OMG. Trust me. Okay, I've got 3 all ready to go, and Rick has lit the grill, and these are going to have to cook in the grill for like 45 minutes before we put the steaks on. But you're going to want, these are Vidalia onions because yesterday in the grocery store, for the first time of the season, the sweet Vidalias were on display and they were 49 cents a pound, and they are just amazing onions.
They have to be sweet or you won't like them.
That's true. You cannot make these with just plain old yellow onions. You have to use the Vidalias without question. Out west, you may equally substitute the Walla Wallas from Washington. Those are an equivalent substitute for the Vidalias. But in the eastern part of the country, if you're able to get your hands on some sweet Vidalia onions, you will not regret it. Okay, you're going to peel them. You slice the top off, peel them, and then I like to just rinse them off real quick under some cool water and dry them off. Then what you're going to do is pick an area. I'm going to pick right here. You see how I'm holding my knife? I've got it like this.
You're angled.
Firmly hold the onion in the other hand and turn it as if you were cutting a cone shape. You're going to cut down much like you would cut the core out of a cabbage. And you see, like that. And I'm going to save those because I'm going to fry up some mushrooms later and I'll use that in there. And this is just perfect. This is a beef bouillon cube. I'm going to break it up, and this is a Knorr bouillon cube. This is the only kind I like. A pat of butter. It's like a tablespoon of butter. Mash that down in there. And then, let me push this off to the side for just a moment. Layers of aluminum foil. Put that puppy right in there. I'm going to sprinkle this with some cracked black pepper. There you go. Snuggle this in. Like that. Squeeze it at the top. And you're done. Now, I got 3 others over here.
What's wrong doing 3?
Well, they won't go to waste. And then Rick will take it from here. So I'll be right back, and I'll take the camera, and Rick will show you what comes next.
Okay, once the coals are nice and hot like that, these onions are going to go in there and they sit right on top of the coals. And these bad little onions are going to sit in there until Noreen says they can come out.
Okay, they're gonna. In 20 minutes, we're gonna check them.
Turn these over so I can get a real back
And
on
they're
them.
probably gonna need another 20 minutes after that. It just depends on how big your onions are, for one thing, and if you used heavy-duty aluminum foil or not. I have doubled up regular aluminum foil, so. Okay, continuing on with our steak dinner. And I know, don't cringe, this is a brand new sponge, okay? I've got 4 baking potatoes here, and I've scrubbed them. And I do not like my baked potatoes made in the microwave. I think they're horrible. They never taste as good as they do when you bake them. So I have my oven set to 425 degrees. I am going to take a fork and poke them because this does help them bake quicker. And yes, you can go get potato nails, which are very long aluminum nails that you put inside the potato that make them cook quicker. But the truth of the matter is, you need at least an hour to bake some potatoes. And since we're going to do some other things with dinner, and it's going to be a little while before we can put the steaks on, because those will only take a little while, because we like a medium rare, and you only want them on the grill just a little while. So this is what we're going to do. I have some kosher salt here. Now don't freak out. You're going to rub the outside of those potatoes with the kosher salt. I want some more. This gives them an amazing crispy crust, and it flavors them. You won't really have to put any salt unless you're like me and I really like salt on my potatoes. But I don't have a blood pressure issue or anything else, so I'm good to go with that. Now, my oven's hot. My potatoes are poked and they're salted, and we're going to go ahead and stick those in the oven, and I'm not even going to look at them for 45 minutes, which is probably when I'm going to start to smell them. And you know my rule, if you can smell it, you better check it. So, we'll be back when these are ready to be checked, and I'll see you in a little while. An hour, and we're going to bring these potatoes out and see how done they are. Now, you see how crispy they are? Oh, that skin is like paper. It's awesome. Okay, these are going to carry over cook for just a little while. These all feel perfect. Yes. When they give gently to your fork, you know they're done and they're ready to come out. So I'm going to turn off my oven. And then that is how I bake a potato. This is how I am going to make my sauteed mushrooms that we're going to serve alongside that steak dinner. I have ready to go half a stick of butter. I have the other half melting in the cast iron skillet. Some Worcestershire sauce. And I have 2 8-ounce containers of baby Bella mushrooms. These are cremini mushrooms, and creminis are what portobellas are before they grow up. So what we're going to do is we are melting our butter, and don't have, you know, this is sometimes dinner. We hardly ever do this, but you know what? It's a beautiful day outside, and
the first barbecue of the year. It
really is. It's perfect. We've been working outside most of the weekend, getting the garden ready and planting some trees in pots, and it's just been a busy weekend. That's all. So we're rewarding ourselves with this wonderful steak dinner. So what you're going to do is you're going to let this melt, and those onions that I had carved out of the middle of the onions that we put in the barbecue.
The OMG onions.
The OMG onions. I'm just going to throw those in here. And they're going to just break apart and cook down with the mushrooms. And I'm going to turn up my pan just so it's really hot in my kitchen because I had that oven on so high. For the baked potatoes that we just took out of the oven. So get your pan up to temp. And you can see it's starting to sizzle there. I'm going to break this butter in half. It'll melt faster. And really the secret to these is just taking your time and seasoning them up simply. I think that sauteed mushrooms with a little bit of onion, if I weren't making the onions in the barbecue, the OMG onions, I would be putting a whole bunch of onions in this pan. But I don't want to waste what came out of the middle of those onions, so I'm going to throw them in here with the mushrooms and it'll be perfect. And Micah won't touch them. She doesn't want to touch an onion, so that's okay. And even if I was not going to do the whole onion, I would definitely chop a little bit up in here with the mushrooms. If it's your preference, I would even just use some onion powder because I wouldn't leave the oniony flavor out of the mushrooms for anything. I think that it's necessary. Okay, one thing I will tell you, do not add salt to this until the very end because it will immediately dry up the pan. I'm just going to throw my mushrooms in here, and these are farmed and cultivated in a very clean environment. There is no need. These have already been cleaned. I'm just going to get those in the pan, and I'm going to stir them around so they all touch the butter and they start releasing their liquid so that it will evaporate. So I'm just going to stand here and saute these until they slump, and it's almost time to add the Worcestershire and the other seasonings to it. So I'll be back in just a few. Okay, it's just been about 5-6 minutes, and these mushrooms have cooked down and released all their liquid. They're perfectly cooked just the way you want them. Now is when you season. I'm going to take some of my seasoning that we put on the steaks. Stir that in there. And some Worcestershire sauce. Everyone should have this in their kitchen. A couple of good shakes. And this is to taste. Some people don't really care for it. I think Worcestershire sauce is fantastic.
Why is it called that?
I don't know why it's called that. You would have to go to the Lee and Perrins website. I'm sure you can find out.
I'm not that curious.
You're not that curious. I think it's because it's from the Worcester section of England or something. But it's a lovely sauce. It's got all kinds of things in it. It's got tamarind and anchovy paste, and it's got all kinds of stuff. It's got tomato paste and molasses and onion and clove and chili pepper extract, all kinds of yummy stuff. So that's it for our mushroom side dish. I hope you give this a try, and I hope you love it. Put them over there. Everything smells wonderful. Came off the grill, and I'm going to show you what they look like. Ooh, they're so yummy! And they're caramelized. That's caramelized. That's not burnt. Molly goes, yeah, whatever.
No, I'm saying yeah.
Okay. And that, my friends, is OMG onions. I hope There you go. Wants to get you a good view of that caramelization on there. With that butter and the bouillon and the pepper. It doesn't need salt because the bouillon is salty enough. I hope you give this a try, and I hope you love it. Until next time, I'll see ya.